I finally finished analyzing the natal chart of NewJeans. Before we begin, let it be known that this is not an analysis of each of the NewJeans members individually, nor is it an analysis of their natal charts in synastry. This is an analysis of the personality and expected life occurrences and tendencies of the group itself, as based on the moment of its birth. This reading is regarding the energy of all that is NewJeans, which includes the members, the company, as well as the fandom. Grab yourself a snack, if you so choose, and get comfy. Without further ado, here is the natal chart analysis of NewJeans. NewJeans' approach to their art is practical, palpable. It feels very within reach. The group is absolutely beaming with security and steadiness. They have a comfy and cozy feel, and that's one of many factors in them attracting the huge amount of fans that they do. They feel like home, stable and certain. Actively experiencing NewJeans in any way, be it listening, watching, and so on, brings about almost the same feeling one gets when wrapped up in a warm blanket fresh out of the dryer. Upon introduction, we pick up on an instantaneous promise, whether spoken or not, of a long-lasting partnership between the group and the fandom, as well as between the group and their company. The group chemistry incites sensory energy, in that their senses guide their instincts in how they go about their performance and meshing with their audience. Material security is a huge driving force behind not only the activities, but the very creation of this group. Before embarking on any new projects, the prospects of monetary gain versus expenditure are properly and thoroughly evaluated. Trust that an incredulous amount of effort went into the pre-debut process. Any and all instability, uncertainty, and lack of loyalty were painstakingly ruled out down to a microscopic level. The group that stands before us now is the very result of a highly intense, acutely well-planned process, one that may not even be fathomable to bystanders. Behind the scenes is a huge amount of inflexibility. Whoever is pulling the strings here is not at all about compromising or taking inadvertent risks with this group. Their mission is basically set in stone. I want to note that 3 out of 5 members happen to be born under the Taurus sun. There's clear agreement and great united effort in conveying a specific image. NewJeans aims to be seen as affectionate, grounded, dependable, elegant, and a bit lavish. As a result of such efforts, they're received as nurturing and safe. If someone were to observe their team, everyone involved, they would likely see business in its exemplary form. There's a hugely strong desire for NewJeans to be revolutionary leaders in their industry, and they all carry out their roles with genuine energy, openness, and keen excitement. They're on a mission to change the world, and yet their particular genre is comfortable and practical, down to earth. There's a somewhat timelessness to their creations. This group's energy is one that requires busyness. Their essence is fueled by lots and lots of activity. Participating in tons of industry endeavors, more often than not, literally causes them to thrive. As all humans need downtime, so do they, but too much of it would cause their chemistry and energy to stagnate, fall flat. They'd suffer. NewJeans is here to bring blessings. Their individual talents come together as a whole for this greater purpose. Each individual member represents a pertinent piece that belongs here. They obtain pure luck through producing their most expressive art, that which is authentic to who they truly are. The more genuine their self-expression, the more successful they become. Songwriting should be highly encouraged. They interact strongly with the mood of their environment at any given time. The mood of the audience, the atmosphere of a set or live performance, their routine work and living environments, etc., all impact and inspire the nature of their performance and artistic aura, for better or worse. There's something of a threat that hangs over them, one of potential instability. No matter how well-planned, well-timed, right down to the millisecond they may be, there's a looming fear that things could go wrong or not work out, like something will at some point change within their framework and leave them scrambling. This could be a persistent theme in their experience. With time, however, will naturally come an enhanced sense of security. Financial gain is going to be generally consistent for them. This stellium is further evidence of real cautious, deliberate conduct in the group's mechanics. They're motivated by certain themes and notions. Love, partnerships, feelings of joy and contentment, and beauty are all major guiding forces for this team. They seek to incorporate the highest forms of such into both their art and persona. They go about achieving this by expressing emotional warmth through reminders of shared, pleasant memories, and by just downright taking care of each other. The love that they have and show for each other becomes part of the group's ultimate identity. It's cyclical. The more genuine warmth, openness, and love they show each other within their immediate environment, the more outward success they experience. These particular guiding forces are going to be extremely prominent in matters involving communication, learning, that which relates to youth, the younger generation, and most obviously to them, right in the place that they consider home, where they go to work with each other every day, where they actually sleep and coexist together, etc. Venus sits at 4 degrees, a critical degree, which in this case means that although self-expression directly leads to their success, there's likely some kind of difficulty. There might be a degree of indifference, and quite possibly the team members not all being on the same page about how to approach self-expression as a group of artists. The 4th degree is also Cancerian, further emphasizing the fact that the state of their home environment and themselves as a family are notions that ultimately characterize them. It's also noted that 4 out of 5 of the members happen to be born under Venus-ruled zodiac signs. This is just delicious, divine synchronicity. With their mother hen and loving vibes, to young fans especially, NewJeans truly feels like home. If they ever have a rough and tough concept, it may not prevail, as their fluffy bunny essence is guaranteed to seep through. Given the nature of the stellium, I'm inclined to believe that although the company is overbearing, this is more evidence of it nurturing the group on an artistic level as perfectly as possible. Their development is most certainly cultivated strongly and closely. That which NewJeans calls their home is not only comfortable and cozy, but it's aesthetically designed to promote their artistic growth. There's a strong, united desire to be part of a team and to contribute to it accordingly. They see themselves as a family, and this familial energy provides a fortunate foundation and encouragement in achieving their purpose. In their very early days, however, it may not always feel like that. There's likely jealousy present between team members and/or involving others in the industry. Strikingly negative interactions occur which affect the group's enthusiasm, motivation, and will to continue. Although nostalgia is an important aspect of the relationships within, the past also presents as a burden to the lifeblood of NewJeans. Their emotions go straight into their work, and they come out having been transformed into art. Feelings are expressed with purpose and awareness. Overall, communication flows smoothly, and a distinct amount of love for each other is undoubtedly present. There's eager, dedicated, natural leader energy present in this chemical creation. This also further emphasizes that sweeping fear of change and instability that crops up in numerous places within this chart, and it therefore poses an air of overprotectiveness. The company of the group, the fans of the members. This could even trickle down as the members feeling overprotective of their fandom. There's one or more highly intelligent minds behind and/or within. Huge amounts of mental energy go into NewJeans' production. There's a great emphasis on logical movements and decision-making, which could at times interrupt the intuitive flow and creative will of the group. There's great pride within regarding the high degree of intelligence and such a logical approach, the latter also applying to the ways in which the group is both nurtured and taught to nurture. This speaks to the interpersonal relationships within, and it also applies to their home base. As a family, logic and rationale are prized over emotional expression. The sharing of opinions is done often, and proudly so. There could be intensified feelings of ego bruising if someone senses that they're not being heard. NewJeans' house of health, routine, and service is Venus-ruled. This group works well with others. They're easygoing and cooperative in partnerships and collaborations. At their place of work, their energy is that of mediators. Their mutual relationships encourage others within the company to compromise and play fair. There are many factors at play within this chart that point to the fact that they're adequately nurtured, even professionally pampered, which is extremely lucky when considering the synchronicity here, as this placement requires that they experience harmony within their work environment. A cacophonous, more chaotic setting would cause the group's well-being to absolutely plummet. There's quite a connection between a beautiful and aesthetically balanced work environment and the success of the group. Balance encourages their natural talents to come out and play and enhances the group's ability to nurture their fandom. Venus forming a sextile with their natal ascendant blesses them with a natural inclination toward popularity. Their superbly affectionate persona is also characterized by pleasantness, attractiveness, and refinement. The group's nature attracts important, beneficial figures and situations. Partnerships are absolutely key to their success, and they happen to draw in lots of support. Despite the fact that they're consistently forming loyal, dedicated, advantageous alliances, above all, this team cherishes and respects their relationships with each other. There's a family comes first vibe, which they maintain throughout the duration of their existence. More on this later. NewJeans present themselves as resolute, problem-solving. Fans may often quite literally try to seek them out for help in solving their problems and disputes. This chart is clearly chock full of astrological evidence equating to the group's prosperity, but when it comes to identifying the unbelievable, incomparable success of NewJeans, this aspect is the ultimate smoking gun, for lack of a better word. Their karmic path is in alignment with their mission, ambitions, and their position within the ranks of society. This, in a nutshell, means they're undoubtedly going to gain immense public notoriety for their achievements. Whereas NMIX has North Node conjunct Midheaven in their natal chart, indicating that the second half of their existence will be abounding with well-earned fame and fortune, NewJeans will see such an extreme level of success immediately, and probably unceasingly throughout their life. They're blessed with the ability to unify and correspond with social trends in ways that feed and nurture onlookers, so they're consistently and rapidly gaining new fans. They likely at some point along their journey will feel that they're burdened with too much power, too much responsibility, but they're divinely protected. North Node trining their midheaven means that they're eternally safe from destruction and disaster. The only way this karmic setup won't go in their favor is if the powers that be try to obtain success at the expense of someone else. Their furthering themselves along must be done right, and for the right reasons, or else their spiritual shield will no longer protect them. I'm doing a lot of air quotes, by the way, when I say right, for the right reasons. And therefore punitive karma ensues as a result. This is further proof that they often find themselves in the right place at the right time, with just the right people. They encounter tons of souls who want to support them along their path with the means to do so. They come with a message of humility, and it's their destiny to relay it to humanity. In viewing NewJeans as a family, we can look at the company as the parents and the group itself as the child. During their early days, their pertinent days of development, they're taken care of in every way imaginable, given beautiful opportunities to grow, show and prove their talents, and they're treated like family. There have probably been lots of holidays, fond company traditions, closeness, lots of coddling all around. It's not as nice as it seems, however. They're raised/brainwashed, if you will, to feel like they're required to be loyal to their family under all circumstances, no matter what, because quote-unquote family is everything. I'm doing a lot of air quotes here again. The values they're taught, the image they're raised with, that of a happy, loving unit drives them in their activities. They genuinely want to provide the fandom with the very same love and nurturing that they received throughout their development. We see them as a tight-knit family. What we don't see is the strict reign of possible terror behind this purely amorous group, nor the fact that they've likely been taught to have a rather unhealthy attachment to the powers that be. They're also taught, early on, to hide any and all feelings of sadness, depression, any seemingly overzealous emotions. The ultimate objective behind the NewJeans venture is the acquisition of a whole lot of power. The group strives to be exceptional and to leave a magnificent impression upon us. This team is well known within the industry for being extremely focused and for conducting themselves in a notably extra-professional manner. They follow through with all of their commitments and goals. They vow to keep their promises to fans like no other. The group's performance has an inadvertent and unconscious healing effect on observers. They inspire the drawing out and addressing of old, stored-away emotions. Taxing, sinister issues of power and control will plague them throughout their career. Scrutiny of past or unknown actions will likely crop up out of the blue, threatening scandal and destruction. No matter what, being remarkable comes completely naturally to them. They'll be in a continual state of self-improvement until the very end. Their astounding will and stamina guarantees their success. Intuition is the ultimate governing power behind NewJeans' artistic creations. They give off vibes of mystery and spirituality, given the fact that these are notions that inspire their performance and identity. Here's yet another indicator of NewJeans thriving off of nearly 100% pure luck, and evidence of a hidden force taking care of them every step of the way. Authentic, bright musical talent and ingenuity characterize them. There's an undercurrent of self-sacrifice. They may or may not acknowledge the fact that they've come together by way of divine forces to utilize their capabilities in improving the lives of others. They're able to positively impact the industry or even the world through their music in a massive way. No matter how coddled they may be, their more emotional needs are undoubtedly unfulfilled and likely completely neglected by their professional caretakers, but let me tell you just how resilient, emotionally strong, and mature this group is overall. No matter how much anxiety is induced by the powers that be, they prevail, and they're definitely stronger than they give themselves credit for. There are certainly hidden oppositions between NewJeans and the industry in some fashion that we aren't privy to witness. Add to that their emotions being kept extremely private, guarded, and locked away. Jupiter here, however, gives them the power to easily turn enemies into allies. They're likely to eventually garner respect and support from even the most obstinate industry enemies and anti-fans. This further indicates that this group has the nearly magical ability to heal the emotional trauma of those who listen to their music and share in their art. NewJeans are fully equipped with an abundance of enchantment, persuasion, and absolute irresistibility. The group will always have a youthful feel to them, even when they're all eventual adults. This hints at the likelihood that the powers behind NewJeans may be very charming, but are probably dodgy and up to no good. There's something manipulative behind this group. It's highly possible that someone with extreme, boundless power created NewJeans as their own fantasy come to life. At worst, NewJeans could even be a cover for something malevolent or a response to someone's ego hurt. It's also possible that the group's power will be used ruthlessly. They're able to charm their way out of absolutely any possible predicament. Their success is going to undoubtedly pave the way for others with similar aspirations. Thanks for watching!